Alright. Alright. Yeah, this is the first time my bet has ever been made on stream. This is new. Alright, let's get this shit started. So, we are analyzing a replay of Zod1ak47. He is silver 5. I believe this is a ranked game. I'm just gonna believe it's a ranked game. Let me check. Why can't I check? Okay, yeah, it is a ranked game. So let's see how this shit goes. How long is this game? Can't really tell. So let's see what you buy first. Dark Steel, 3 pots. Yep, that's exactly what I would buy too. Looks like you have a bit of AD. I think you got a little bit of AD. You have the 15 magic pen, so I'm guessing you're using my runes.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
And you're versing an Ahri with Exhaust. Ahri with Exhaust shouldn't be that scary, because she doesn't have the kill pressure on you. She's just scared of you having the kill pressure on her. So she's trying to take off that kill pressure. But to be honest, Katarina's burst is so fast that like a lot of times people can't react to her damage. So they don't exhaust at the right time. They have to exhaust before you actually go in and jump in your dagger, but people exhaust after you jump onto the dagger, and maybe Ahri will make this mistake. So level 1, definitely be queuing her. Don't be too scared. Yeah, just queue her as much as you can because she has to aim her Q. Ooh, looks like you're going for that aggressive trade. Ooh, I like that. Dodge that Q. Perfect trade for you. That was actually a really good trade. Just make sure you don't push out this wave so that it's pushing against you, so that's fine. Nice wave control so far. Okay, so you're pretty healthy. Took that return Q damage, but it shouldn't matter. You should be killing this minion and trying to hit 2 and jump in. Nice. You got charmed. But she's so you just need to pop another potion. So it's pretty good so far. Ezreal got a kill bot, that's unfortunate. You're not really level 3 yet, but I would still try to play a bit aggressive by throwing as much Qs as possible onto her. She's pretty so you don't have to be too scared. Like, you should honestly try to just play up in her face, because what's she gonna do? Auto you? But once you hit 3, you should go in with your E. So you should see the 3 coming. When she goes for that auto, I don't think you should have went for that. Okay, so you're about to hit 3 here. So you hit 3 off these 2 minions, right? So you hit 3 off this minion. So you hit 3. She's not 3 yet. So what you should be scouting out for is what minions are low, because she's gonna go for those minions. So you see this minion's low, right? So once you hit 3, you should be walking up. You're not trying to set up with your Q. You have your Shimpo and your W, which allows you to be able to engage on them 100% and get a guaranteed combo off. And she'd either have to flash or outplay your dagger. So that pretty much puts them in that scenario where you have to pincer them within your daggers with E, and that's like the best way to try to engage on someone, right? So you should have saw what minions were low. You were moving left and right here. You should have just walked straight up. If she stood there and auto attacked that minion, you would have been able to get into range of E. Look. So like, if you were just a little bit closer, you could have either zoned her out of that minion, or you could have, if she actually went for that auto, you could have jumped on her and killed her. Or at least made her flash, but instead you try to Q to set up.
Welcome to the rice field.
When you honestly, like, having EWQ is probably one of the most scariest things if you E first. Especially as the enemy mid laner if you're behind. But you got her anyway. But you got her anyway because she decided to stay. Let me see that shit real quick. Okay, so she decides to like stick around. Yeah. She doesn't even get to exhaust you because she can't react to it. You know, like it's not it's easy to exhaust someone like that. So yeah, don't be too scared of exhaust. You're not being scared of exhaust at all. But just for the people who have to go up against exhaust, don't be too scared. It's honestly hard to exhaust the cat. How much money you got here? 666, 68. I'd probably get maybe one longsword. I double longsword would be the best choice, but you wouldn't get any pots. But I don't think it would matter. Yeah, double longsword I think is probably good here. Oh, but you decided to get boots and that one extra pot. I think that's fine too. If you played out the lane right, you probably could have gotten double longsword and just snowball off that. And the way you would snowball with double longsword is whenever they overextend for like a CS or something and they get into your E range, you just combo them right away. Okay, so here, every time Ari uses skill, oh nice weaving. She might be dead here. Oh, that flash was a little weird. So okay, so you went in. You weaved around your W, which was a really good move because there's a chance that Ari would have charmed you. But alright, here you should see that you should try to go in back again when your Q is off cooldown, and it is off cooldown right now. So you decided to go in because Ari decides to Q, and that's a lot of her damage early because she's maxing it first, or that's like her main damage source. So she throws her Q out on the wave, and you take advantage of her cooldown every Q. You jump in, you have your Q up, you WQ. You should WQ. Even if you get charmed, it doesn't matter. She won't really have the damage, and you'll probably get that dagger off anyway. So I think you focus too much on the weaving. But you probably should have thrown your Q like out here or something. You definitely would have gotten her. You dodged the charm. You shouldn't pull back. You Q, and you didn't flash far enough here. I think if you flashed like behind her, you probably would have been able to follow up with that Shunpo, or even get like, probably just get that reset, that Shunpo reset. That's all you really needed. But you had all your cooldowns up. You just didn't use your Q there, so you should be wary of that. Ari's super low. Do you have ulti soon? No, you don't. You're level 5. I think it's fine to like just shove out this wave and just try to pressure her under tower because you know Vi was low as well. So here, let's see, what do you have for items? 3. I think it was totally fine to just pressure her under tower because she wants to farm with her. She wants to farm those minions because there's a lot of minions here, you know. There's a lot of minions here, and she's using the abilities to farm, so you could have definitely pressured her here. And you have enough health to do it. Vi was kind of low, so I don't know if she would have technically ganked, but if she did come, you would have been able to outplay her completely. Ugh, that exhaust. See, that exhaust was pretty late in terms of trying to exhaust the cat when she throws out her damage. Just know that. But yeah, that was the even trade, so that's fine. Let's see what you decided to get. You decided to get double longsword, ward, and 3 pots. Bless you. God bless. I dig the ward. 4 pots is a little overkill, but it's fine. So farm up the wave. You're level 6, so you shouldn't really be afraid to go in on her. Yeah, Vi's not gonna do shit. Vi zoom. Vi dead. You have your cooldowns up. Oh! This replay is a little laggy today. Feels bad. But yeah, you could have definitely played that a little better. Let's see. So you decided to go in because you got the level advantage. That's fine. You shouldn't have thrown your Q there. I think you should have waited to throw the Q. Or you should have ulted a lot sooner. Let's see. Let me see this real quick. So E W Q. No, E W, right? I think it's either you throw your Q out early or you throw your Q out later. Like, if you do that awkward in between, she has time to go up or like time to juke it in a way. She juked it because she stood next to you, and once she threw out the Q, she was able to walk up to safety. So what you want to do is you want to either get your combo out as fast as you can. So like EWQ and then just get your combo right away. That could have worked because she stood around here for a little bit. Because you had that little hesitation on Q, she was able to decide to walk up. So your decision here could have been to wait for her to walk up and then let the dagger land around here and then go in an ulti. I don't know what Vi would have done in that situation, but she's so she shouldn't really be that much of an issue to you. But yeah. So Vi completely fucks up, flashes next to you. And yeah, that happens. So nothing really happens here, I'm assuming. Wukong's just sitting mid for no reason. Like, Wukong doesn't need to do this. He's just basically taking your EXP. You might be... Okay, I was gonna say you might be dead there, but Vi didn't have mana for ulti. Okay. Oh, so close. Could you have... You could have Shunpo to a minion and Q her instead of throwing your Q first. So you could definitely done that. You could have like E to a minion, and if you had your W up as well, it's like WQ, and you would have been able to get that chase off because you would get your Shunpo reset at the same time. Okay, so probably get Amptome here. They're not scary teams, so I wouldn't build much resist. Good. Already starting to build Negatron, so you shouldn't try to play too aggressive unless she overextends. If she missteps, then you should play aggressive, but you shouldn't try to force anything or force trades because she has Negatron. She's not as easy to kill. Ooh, the farming her there was a little weird. Could definitely done that better.
A summoner has disconnected.
Okay, so I feel like whenever Ahri overextends is probably around where like she gets into your E range. But right now it's not smart to go in because she has ulti and exhaust. So it's okay. I think you're moving well in the lane. You're kind of zoning her out, or you try to zone her out before, or you try to get a Q off. I don't know. Ahri's just waiting for it. Good thing you didn't jump on it. Nothing really going on here. Looks like you're just farming. Nice dodge. I think you can honestly play a bit aggressive here. Like, I think back there would have been fine. Like, so I know you're not that healthy, but The way you moved around was a little weird because she basically stood in her auto range, but you did that like move it downwards, which meant that her charm is down. As soon as you maybe have noticed her charm was down, maybe you could have went in. And like, I'm not saying like all in to try to kill her, but you could have went in, maybe go for a trade, bait out ulti or something, bait out exhaust, and just jump right out. You don't necessarily have to all in all the time. That's when exhaust fucks you. Exhaust fucks you when you think you can just exhaust all the time. Like when you can just go in and all in and just like you can't play around exhaust like that. I guess I should say. When they have exhaust and you think you can go for trades, go for trades. Scare them. Bait out their exhaust or something. Bait out ulti. Katarina can easily shoot out in those situations. Ahri has no mana. I think she could have. Potentially, maybe she could have been able to kill you if she exhausted. She had autos and flash. Okay, so nothing's really happening here. Seems like you want it back. Your buy should be revolver. Cutlass is fine too, but I think in this case you can't. In this case, I would go revolver because Ahri has ulti and you can't really utilize your cutlass too well unless you roam. But revolver gives you overall more damage. Because AP gives you more damage after 6. So here I definitely would have went revolver, but there's a chance that Ahri can misstep and you can utilize your cutlass, so it's not too bad. Okay, nothing's really going on here. You should probably just shove this out. Okay, you're going to kill Mordekaiser. Let's see, how overextended is this guy? Yeah, this guy is pretty fucking overextended. Bilgewater would actually work out here. Ooh, wait, you fucked up that combo. You're gonna die. Does Mordekaiser have flash? No, he doesn't. Alright, yeah, you definitely could have played it there. Just from like knowing how to read your opponent and predicting what's gonna happen. Okay, so let's look at the score here. Mordekaiser is 2-1. Darius is 0-2. Darius has no MR, so Darius is squishy as fuck, right? So if Darius decides to engage, it's 8. He's level 8 and he's level 10, so Mordekaiser can just completely solo this guy. You can just assume, right? So Darius tries to bait. Alright, first of all, Darius shouldn't have went for that last auto because it made him take the 3rd Q. So that was kind of his fault. But you can potentially predict that he's gonna chase this Darius. So if you Shumpo, you put yourself away from the Darius. You're perfectly fine here. You know Mordekaiser was gonna walk up and try to kill this guy because he went for that ulti. What you should have done is you should have just W ulted right away. Bilge W ulti right away. First of all, he would get the healing cut off because he has Gunblade and he has his ulti on him. And if he kept going for the Darius, like let's say he was walking out of your ulti range, you could Q and then E again. You have Ignite as well. You could have probably killed this guy because you had the damage. But Mordekaiser decides to flash. You didn't pick up this dagger. That was another issue. If you picked up this dagger, he has no flash. Jumped right on him, ulti, ignite, you probably could have killed him as well. Because he has no MR. And I think your damage would out damage the shield that he would get from Darius as well. So you didn't take this. You try to walk up, you took too much damage. Mordekaiser heals way too much off that, and you couldn't kill him. So you had to kind of like look back at this, like kind of take a step back and look at the situation as a whole before you actually went in and just go in people and just combo people, you know? Okay, so you have, that's a revolver. So Darius is pretty fucked at top lane. You could have definitely helped him out if you didn't fuck up the gank. Now he has a free kill over you. You can kind of say that's your fault. Like, you could have definitely played that out better. But Darius's bait wasn't that good either. So could have Definitely could have done some work. Okay, so you're trying to gank that Mort again, or you're not really doing anything. You could have potentially roamed down bottom here. The best times to roam is when you shove the lane out. So here, you could have potentially roamed down. You pushed out the wave. The next wave is coming, but Ahri doesn't have much mana to push it, so that's another thing. Bot lane starts to engage, so you should be looking bottom lane. I think you should kind of ignore top lane just a bit. Mordekaiser's kind of strong. Only do it when it seems like really free. If there's like not enough vision here, then it's hard to gank Mordekaiser. So you need vision control around here if you want to gank Mordekaiser like guaranteed. You should. I always try to look bot lane and see if I can gank. I think I would have potentially looked at bottom lane and just hover around it, cause here it looks like they just want to back out. If they want to just back out, you could potentially go around and dive as well. But I would still hover around it, because the thing is, like, you're using the same amount of time. You could be hovering around this area, right? But instead you're hovering around your tower, which is pointless. Really pointless. You have your ward here, so you would see Vi coming as well. So you should decide, you should pick better spots to hover around. If you went bot, you could have definitely killed them. But you decided not to really look at the map. Yeah, that looks like free kills. You would have gotten your bot lane a little more ahead. Vi's over there. Vi's looking to just kill Thresh straight up. Damn. Let's see. She has... Ahri has... Negatron. Okay, so at this point I would just farm, but you definitely could have roamed. Or at least position yourself better to where you can react to what the enemy does, you know? Do you die here? Okay, no. They're probably doing drag. Can't really do anything about that. Just farm it out for now. Mordekaiser is just too strong. Okay, let me see that. Okay, so you... I know you throw your Q first. So you throw your Q first and then you E almost instantly. Remember that a lot of... Oh, okay. Remember that a lot of your damage when jumping on a dagger isn't actually picking up the dagger. A lot of your burst comes from shimpoing at the same time. If someone lands near your dagger and you shimpo onto them and at the same time get the spin off, that's when it does the most damage, and that's why people think, oh my god, it's so OP. So if you're just gonna get like a little dagger pickup trade off like that and she has Negatron, you're not gonna get anything accomplished. Nothing. So you want to find times where you can shimpo onto her at the same time as picking up the dagger. And on top of that, ulting there, I guess ulting there was okay because you traded ultis. I think Katarina ulti is a lot easier to work around in terms of cooldown, just because it'll reset. Ooh. Okay. Nice. Okay, so you didn't have to play 2 back here. If you saw Wukong around, you could have just maybe try to bait something, if anything. So you get that Q off, Shimpo, that's good. I guess yeah, you can't really follow up on the other people, so that's fine. Darius. Just doing Darius things. Feeding top lane things, you know. Okay. nothing really going on here. You just farm. See bot lane. Sonic gets fucked. Okay, so I think the problem here was you gotta understand what the limits of cat are. So like, let's see here. So Wukong goes in, and you go in as well. Right? I think you can't really do much after you jump in with your Q and then E, because all you have left is your W and E. W and E only works if they kind of stand still next to you and they're not actually running away. But obviously Ari's trying to run away, right? If anything, potentially here, I would have just ulted flat out. Running? Yeah, I would have just ulted straight out because first of all, you get the Shunpo reset, so if she gets low enough, you can E. She had exhaust up, so you don't really know how it's gonna happen, but ideally that's what you want to do. Even like when you jumped onto the Q dagger, you could have eat W and ulted as well. That would have been fine as well. But the thing is, you decided to chase with W. You decided to keep chasing and save your ulti. And let's hypothetically say that I think, okay, best case scenario, if she stayed around your W, then it would have been fine. She's too healthy for you to kill a Shunpo, so you weren't going to jump on her anyway. So you kept running here for no reason, pretty much just to get one Shunpo off. That's what I'm seeing. And it wouldn't have worked out. Like, you wanted to get your ulti off, actually. But, I think it had to be more instant. Just because you don't really want to dive the Ahri necessarily, just because she has exhaust and a charm. So she aims the charm right, yeah. But I think you did have Shunpo here, but she wasn't in range maybe? She looked like she was in range. I think you just outplayed that, just in general. Misplayed. So let me see what you're exactly trying to do. So it looks like you're trying to Q, E, and then E ulti, right? So you get that Q, you E, Shunpo's up. I think you're about to get your Shunpo off. It looked like it. I don't know. But yeah, that put you in a dangerous spot. I think you definitely should have ulted a lot sooner. Probably. Just because, like, Wukong has good burst, and so do you. So, if you just put those two together, you could have potentially killed Ahri. I don't think she would have been able to react with exhaust. Okay, so let's see what you get. You get Gunblade, and that's all you can afford, so that's fine. She gets Abyssal. I actually think he could have jumped in. When she got that close, I actually think he could have jumped in. It's like when she was like that close, I would have potentially E'd and try to get like a trade off. But instead, what happened here was that she could. Oh, okay. Oh, you going in? Did you use your Gunblade? I think you did. But see how you could have went in a lot sooner? Because you have the damage. She used her charm, so I guess she didn't want to go in until her charm was used. But I think you could have, like you did in the very beginning, you could have weaved in and out and try to dodge her ulti there. That would have been the best case scenario. Gunblade allows you to kind of like, allows them to kind of like be too slow to hit their skill shot, if you know what I mean. Like, they're kind of like stuck there to have having to, if they're like faster and they're moving around, it's kind of makes it harder for you to predict the skill shot. But if you slow them, it makes it easier for you to see where the charm is coming from, if that makes sense. It's a little hard to explain, but I hope you know what I mean. But you could have definitely went in there. You saw your damage. Gunblade gives you so much damage. Let's see. Mordekaiser is actually pretty squishy. So later on in fights, you can focus him if he's out of position. I just want to farm out. Hate it when people come to your lane. Darius is fucking weak. Alright, throws out a pretty shit charm. If you're that Ari, don't do stuff like that. Don't just sit there and just throw a charm. It's like, it just looks ugly. Okay, so looks like there's gonna be a T-fight breaking out, so you should be a little patient around here. Just wait for something to happen. Yeah, it's gonna be grouped. So Wukong's coming. Ooh, okay. Okay, wait. Alright, first of all, through your Q, you want to clear the wave. I think you kind of stuttered there and ended up standing there from the, so that did fuck you up, but just know that it's 2017. People know, and like, they expect you to jump back onto your dagger, so they're ready. So be careful. They can even preemptively throw charm or like any kind of CC before you jump on it because they know you're gonna jump on it, so be careful. Wow, Ezreal. Okay, so you decide to get Blasting Wand. I think you want Rallies maybe? Rallies is a perfectly fine buy here, but I think Abyssal would also work as well. Okay, not bad. Dead. Alright, that was pretty good. Let me see if you could have done anything differently there. Okay. Come on, let me see you. Okay, so Darius hooks Leona, that's good. So you throw your Q to set up. There, I think ulting wasn't a good idea. Because you know Leona was already kind of tanking tower. Or like, she was already, yeah, I think she was tanking tower. Let me check. So yeah, here, Leona was already almost guaranteed dead. You didn't need to ulti for her. So like, I would have waited for her to die, and then for here, I would have out ulti. It would have been more guaranteed to kill this Mordekaiser, even though you killed him anyway, because Darius. But it would have been a lot more guaranteed. So don't try to just use your ulti. There are times when you should burn your ulti early, but there are times you should also use your ulti a little later. So know when to use either. So let's see. If you're building a Blasting Wand, you can either build like three things. Void Staff, Rallies, or Death Cap. Out of the three, I would probably build Rallies because utility is good. You can help kite Mordekaiser. You can maybe help chase like Ezreal and Ahri. You can even kite Leona. You don't have enough money to get Death Cap. And Void Staff, they don't have enough MR for you to utilize it well. So I really hope you get Rallies here. Yeah, you get Rallies. It's a good choice, good choice. I think if I were you, I would have probably gotten Abyssal. I think Mordekaiser is strong, and so is Ahri. And they do have a lot of AP damage. Uh-oh. They do have a lot of AP damage, and that's mainly what I'm afraid of. I think, for me, I would have snowballed this game a little differently, and probably would have went just damage regardless. I think Rallies is also a solid choice. I just think that a lot of damage comes from their AP. A lot of damage you've been taking recently. It's been like Mordekaiser and Ari. Oh. Ari has one more dash. Oh. What? I'm pretty sure that Caitlyn could have died sooner. But yeah, you get rallies. Not yet. But I think rallies is, it's either rallies or Abyssal for me if I want to build a bit defensive, so that's fine. Either works actually. Okay. Get that kill. So it's good. Now you want, like, alright, first priority when you play ranked or just in general, you want to pretty much get your towers first. That's like the very first thing you want to do, and that's the easiest thing you can do. So your team needs to group up and try to take some of the towers. Gotta keep pushing up pressure. If Darius is up here and Mordekaiser dies, then they need to bring some people up there. So Ezreal decides to go up there, right? So that means that mid and bot are kind of open to push. Mid's obviously not now because you see Ari and Leona, but now they have to pressure bottom. Darius decides to die top, so their pressure is lost at top. So that sucks. Now you gotta stay mid. Caitlyn, yeah, team decides to push bottom, that's fine. You should probably leave Caitlyn there and just let Thresh roam. Ooh. Oh. Okay, you can jump on that for sure, yep. Oh.
Red team's turret has been destroyed.
Oh, that sucks. Maybe you could have Shrimpo there if you had it. Nah, wait. You did have Shrimpo there. You could have Shrimpo'd onto the plant and just poke out. So you get rallies here. You also have 500, so I'd probably get like an Amco. Okay. Alright, so you have ulti, right? Yeah, you can definitely kill them. I'm not sure why you're not burning ulti. Do you not have it at all? Do you actually not have it? I don't get it. It says you have ulti. Here, you should have Q ulted. Ult. Well, you did get stunned here, right? No, you didn't. I don't know why you wouldn't ulti here. Leona would have died a lot sooner, and you would have gotten your combo off on this guy as well. This guy's probably dead though. Oh god, Mordekaiser's gonna kill them all. Don't be stingy with your ulti. Like, I'm telling you, like, there's a difference, cause like I've been telling you, like, oh, you should use ulti earlier, or you should have used ulti later, or whatever. But being stingy with ulti is different from knowing when to use your ulti efficiently. Like, two people were caught out. Like, you need to throw out your whole burst and actually be useful. You don't want to contribute to a fight and just EQ when you have ulti, you know? Ooh, that dodge. But she's dead. Okay, so you W'd, so you can't really go in. QE. They don't really have much. You have ulti, right? So here's the problem here. So you use your W here, so one of your Shrimpo reset resources are gone. So you Q and you E. Alright, first of all, you want to see the scenario here. Ari is low, so that's fine. So my prediction here would be Vi has ulti for sure, and you're full health. So you can definitely kill them both after you tank the Vi ulti. Misses. maybe not. Maybe you should have eat onto that Ari last second. I don't know, like Leona did burn her CC there. I think you should have just went in. I would have just went in like okay, that scenario specifically, I don't think you should be too worried about people counting your ulti in that kind of situation because it's a 3v2. Like the moment they use their shit on you, you should either wait out for Leona CC and don't go in yet. Don't go in and just use her and then let her use her CC on you. You know what I mean? You should wait for her to actually use her CC first and then Shunpo in. You could have even waited for your W as well to come up. So that would have been better. But you put yourself in a dangerous position thinking you'd get CC'd. And if you did get CC'd there, you probably would have been dead regardless. So I think you could have played that out a little smarter and you could have been a little more patient with that play. This one, I guess it's not smart because Vi has ulti. She can lock you down and you're not that tanky. So picking this fight in general wasn't a good idea. If I did want to go in, I would just poke in and out if anything. Because it's generally a 2v2. If you can't reach the Ari and you gotta get through the Vi, then that's just hard to do. Whoops. Okay, so nothing's going on here. Your team doesn't really have much control of the map, but you can try to... I think the best case scenario for you guys is you have to make a pick because you guys can't... I don't think you guys can fight. So at this point in time, I think the best way to make a pick is just kind of like stay grouped and have your team stay grouped. And try to make a hook with Thresh. And just control as much vision as you can. Not sure what's gonna happen here. You guys get a free drag. Darius. Oh, Mordekaiser's top, but he has teleport. So free kill on Leona. Okay. Ooh, you're playing a little scared here. Probably had Gunblade. So here you could have definitely like followed up after the Leona kill. So just know that when you get a reset, right? You got damage off on that Leona, right? Yeah. So then right afterwards, you should be looking to combo right away. That's what resetting does. Resetting allows you to throw out your rotation again. So immediately you want to jump maybe onto Darius or something, get close to Ari to where you Gunblade, you WQ. She would ulti, and I would assume that the Q dagger would land around here. So you'd be able to go in, ulti, and maybe even catch Ezreal off. Maybe you could have Shunpo'd and Gunbladed Ezreal instead of Ari, you know, but Ari was a lot more overextended. But just know that like after you get a reset, you gotta keep your rotations like coming. That's what a reset champion does. You gotta keep using them rotations. So they're down. Your team decides to push mid. That's gonna be a little hard because everyone knows you guys are around and they're gonna react to it and they're just gonna wave clear. So this might not be the smartest choice. Vi may get caught here. You're over here, okay. So, okay, Vi. Okay, so you guys gotta pick on Ari, that's fine. Should push mid. Caitlyn's good at sieging. Oh, but Mordekaiser. Okay, Darius going back for Mordekaiser. Okay, you guys can't really siege this. Your wave wasn't in a position to. There was two little minions. Ezreal was there to clear. Ooh, you can kill him if you do your combo right. Huh. I think you could have been flat out able to kill him. If he's like that low, if he's that, yeah, if he's around that percent and you have rallies, you could have used at least Gunblade or some kind of skill. You could have Gunbladed here. I think you would have been able to kill him flat out, in my opinion. Because Mordekaiser doesn't really get much of the heal, and he has to hit 3 Qs, and that takes a while. You get your full burst off a lot faster. But I think because you didn't go in, now Wukong doesn't have ulti. Where's your ulti? Let me see here. Okay, so you get exhausted. Guess you're waiting for that exhaust to go off, but I honestly would have ulted a lot sooner. I would have ulted through that exhaust, to be honest. So you saw, if you saw here, like Leona burned that shit here. Okay. Fucked up. Yeah, I would have burned ulti a lot sooner. I would have burned ulti, even through that exhaust. I think it would have been the better choice. And if once Leona ult, you could have shoot put onto that dagger. Because she actually has to aim that. Okay, so Vi takes an inhib. You guys kill her. You guys aren't really up yet. So, you guys should probably get Baron warded. They could potentially throw at Baron. Thresh should probably be warding Baron. But you know, knowing this elo, maybe like they won't even focus on getting Baron at all. Never really know. Never really know what goes on in this elo. Looks like you want to solo Ahri. Ahri is actually not that strong. You probably outdamage Ahri, but you could assume she has ulti and then she has exhaust, so you don't want to go in on her. But with the items you guys have, you can outdamage her because she went Proto Belt. She went Proto Belt after Morello. Those are really low AP items. So you just want to shove this out real fast. And then just group back with your team. They shouldn't be out that far, first of all, so that's unlucky. A lot of these games, honestly, just happen because, or a lot of the losses happen from these games just because your team just overextended. Like, look at that. Caitlyn just overextends and dies, tries to trap, so I'm assuming you guys lose here. Okay, wait, you end up behind them. Wait, how did that even happen? So you're trying to flank? Trying to flank. They already see you. So moving around here is not smart. I think third item, you probably should have started building Void Staff because 3 of them have MR. Void Staff, I'm telling you, Void Staff gives you a lot of damage. I don't think you would have been able to finish it anyway, but I think going Deathcap or Ludens would be a terrible idea at this point in the game. Okay, so I believe you guys lose here. Oh, there's Liz. But Caitlyn can't do shit. She did. Okay. Let's see. Let's see what we can say about that replay. So early game. You played out early game pretty well actually. You played a lot more aggressive than I thought you would. So that's good. I think you should try to stay try to revolve around the combo of Eing first, because overextending, people that overextend a lot, and in this elo people they misstep a lot. Like they get into your Shunpo range. You're getting into your Shunpo range is like free trade for you. because you E, W, and you Q, and as long as they don't really juke the dagger, you can out trade Ari. I'm pretty sure. Itemization was fine here. Third item, you definitely should have started going Void Staff because they all have MR, and Void Staff is cheap. And on top of that, it takes away part of the MR when you go in, or like it penetrates MR. So, Voice Staff obviously would have been the better third item here. You could have potentially went Merc Treads if you really wanted to, because Ari, Leona. I wouldn't have gone it. I think Sword Shoes would have been fine. Let's see. I think your team, or you should try to focus around getting towers and play around getting towers. So, whenever your team, like, has an advantage, like, let's say they can make a pick or something, you gotta tell your team to push towers. Like, push, bottom lane, mid lane, top lane. I would kind of neglect top lane. Top lane tower is, like, for the top laner. More or less mid and bot. And try to take control of that whole bottom area. And work around dragon fights around mid game, and don't let it get into the late game. Try to push your advantage as much as you can. I don't know if your team wasn't really winning this game, but you could have definitely helped out bot lane a lot if you looked bot and just roamed. Ari is not good at reacting to roams really, because she's like a control mage / assassin. Like, she's not really an assassin. I would say she's more of a mage. You have better roam potential than Ari. You gotta look bot lane. You gotta look to carry more than just your lane. There's times where, like, Ari gets a Negatron, right? That'll make her that much harder to kill. On top of that, she has exhaust. The moment you see that she has a Negatron, that she's really hard to kill, you shouldn't be focusing on mid lane much anymore. You should just be mid lane, just push out the wave, ward around, like, your bot side, I would say, because I don't really help top much in my games. I like to help out bot because you help 2 people out rather than 1. I only gank top when it's, like, kind of free. If it's like a dive, then your top laner gets huge advantage off of it if the enemy top laner loses a bunch of waves or a bunch of minions. So focus on roaming bot. Put your control words around bot side so that you know that it's not warded, and always just be looking bottom. Other than that, I think those just common mistakes that I saw, mainly, like, you know, jumping into a dagger. You know, those are things that you just kind of learn, like, oh, I won't do that next time. So I won't really, like, talk about that kind of stuff. I think it's pointless. You already know. Yeah, I think also there was a problem with your combos. I think you could have picked your combos a little better. There was that one fight at bot with Mordekaiser and Leona. If you wanted to wait for CC, you should have just waited for the CC. You shouldn't have gone in and then wait for the CC, if you know what I mean. So be a little more patient. If you're gonna E in, you better, like, throw your burst, cause, like, when you jumped on that Ezreal around topside, I think you could have definitely thrown out your full burst. If you see someone caught out like that, you want to throw out as much damage as you can before they have time to exhaust you, if you know what I mean. Like, you kind of, like, if you EW Q ulti, and you place your Shumpo right, then you're gonna be able to get a lot of damage off early, and it's very bursty. So get used to that combo. Get used to that EW Q ulti combo. It's your all-in combo, so get used to it. And yeah, I would say that's pretty much it. So that was the replay analysis for Zod1ak47.